Hey all. So for this lecture, we're going to be going over a little bit the work about the workflow we use with views and title blocks and sheets. We're going to dive a little bit deeper into that. For now, you can just sit back and kind of take in what I'm going to present, and then in the exercise, we will walk through the step-by-step process. So for now, I just want to present to you, you should be familiar with the browser now, and you know roughly where to find views, you know where to find sheets. And so I just want to go over using the example project that comes with Revit. Let's just look a little bit at what a view is doing. Because a lot of people work with views, but they don't understand exactly what's happening. So if you remember from the Revit workflow discussion we had, we always model in Revit in 3D first, and then views are simply ways of slicing up the model. That's what a view is. In its most basic form, it's you just constrain the 3D model to only show what you want it to show. So let me give you a better example that you can see. So we're going to orient this view to a floor plan, and we'll orient it to the level 1 floor plan. So this is going to chop up our model and only show us what the level 1 floor plan would show us. Okay, so it looks just like a normal floor plan, but if I tilt it, you can see what it's doing. It's chopped the model. So it's chopped it in all directions, left, right, front, back, top, and bottom, all 6 directions of like a cube. And you can see that if I hover over the edge here. Let's see. I think our section box is being hidden, so let me just grab that. Okay. Sorry, I just had to get that for a second. So do you see this blue box? You can see that it's cutting in all 6 directions, top and bottom, front, back, left, and right. So that's all a view is. But so like when I click on the level 1 floor plan, that's all that the view is doing. It's just telling Revit how to display the model. That's literally all a view is. So what we're going to learn in this exercise and in this module is how to set up a view and how to see the parts of the model that you want to see, because that's essentially all you're trying to do. When you create a new view, you're just trying to get it to show the model in a certain way. And so there's a lot of settings in order to do that. So as we approach this, I want you to visualize what I'm showing you here, that we're going to set up the top and the bottom of the view. We're going to set up the left and right, front and back of the view. We'll also talk about what things should show in a view and what things should not. So filtering model elements out of a view. Maybe you don't want to see the doors or the windows, you just want to see the walls. Maybe you only want to see floors and nothing else. So we'll talk about those settings as well, so that we can have different kind of plans. The other thing we're going to talk about today is the sheets and exporting sheets to PDFs so that we can send them to people or to contractors or to clients. So in order to do that, we have to set up a sheet. So you'll recall in a previous lecture, we looked at a sheet. So let me just pop open a sheet here. This is sheet A100. And a sheet is just a collection of the other elements that are in the project. So it could be a collection of views. It could have a legend. It could have a schedule. It's just a bunch of pieces brought together on something that's the size of a piece of paper. And then, so if we look at this one, we can see there's the view here. Okay. And then there is a schedule here. And then the other element that we haven't talked about yet is the title block. So the title block is this whole thing. It's the border and the whole formatting that we put all of the views and everything else on. So you can see a title block varies. Every company has their own title block. And so they never look exactly the same, but there are some common elements. The point of the title block is to tell anyone that's looking at the sheet what the sheet is displaying. It often has the scale at which the sheet is drawn, or sometimes the scale is displayed with the name of the view. You can find it in either place or one or the other. Usually has logos for the people designing it. It usually has customer information and the project name. So let's just start at the bottom here. You see the scale, you see the sheet number. That's always on the title block, sheet number. Then sometimes there's whoever drew it and who checked it. Typically the date is on there, and then the project number. Those are all very typical items. Then there's the name of the sheet. So the parking deck floor plan. That's what's being displayed on this sheet. So that's the name of the sheet. Then up above that is the name of the project called Snowden Towers. Then typically it's the owner. So in this case, because it's the sample project, you'll see Autodesk. And then the rest of it is not always the same. There's almost always a logo somewhere. And then the rest of the title block could be the project address. It could be more client information. Or in this case, these look like revisions. So every time we revise the set of drawings, we put a new line on here and we say what we revised. So essentially, a sheet is made up of a title block and then views or other model elements, right? Or I should say project elements, because like a schedule isn't necessarily a model element, but it's part of the project. So that's how you assemble a sheet. And if I just flip to another example, I'll show you on my house, one of my sheets, so that you can see my title block. So let's go to the site plan sheet, A000. So you can see, here's my view that I have on the sheet. Then in addition to the view, there is the north arrow. There's the view name. I have got sheet notes, and then I have general notes, which is a legend component. And then you see my title block is much more simple. All my title block has is the border around the edge, and then down in the corner I have a small block of items. There's my company logo, there's the name of the project, the owner of the project, which is me because this is my house, the address, and then the name of the sheet, the number, and then you can see this other stuff, who it was who drew it, who checked it, the date, and the project number. And then the only other piece of my title block up at the top is the revision schedule. So each time something was revised, it was put in here. And then just for another example, you can see a large commercial project that I did for another architect. Let's just look at their floor plan. And you can see what their title block looks like. So their title block is even more simple than mine, kind of. They don't even put a border around their title block, which I suggest putting a border because it helps you know where to place the views. If your title block doesn't have like a border, then you sometimes can't tell what is out in space and what's going to end up on the sheet. So you can see there's different views on here. There's some legend components, but their title block is just one square down in the corner, similar to mine. And then up at the top, they also have revisions like me. And then they do a grid system across the top and the side. So a title block can vary, but we're going to get into editing and making your own title block for your own drawings. But for now, you simply need to know that a sheet, how we build a sheet, title block, views, project elements, and that's really it. So now what I want to cover is, let's go back and let's look at a sheet. Let's look at main floor plan. And we're going to just talk for a minute about how to take a sheet and now get it into the real world and make it a set. So we're going to go through this step by step in our exercise, but there is a function. If you go to the File tab, you can export these as a PDF. And in here, you'll tell it what sheets you want to print into one set, and then you'll export the set. And once it's done, it will save it as a PDF file. So let me show you what that looks like. Okay, so this is what I exported from Revit. And you can see I can click through all the different sheets of my set. So it combined all of my sheets into one PDF file, and there's many pages to the set of drawings. So I can see my floor plans. I can see my front elevations. I can see my site plan. All of that rests within that PDF export. And so by the end of this module, you will be able to create a sheet and export it, and you'll be submitting a PDF set to me by the end of this module. All right, guys, good luck, and let me know if you have any questions.